I think most people don't truly understand how much money Steal a Brainrot could actually be making. When someone sees this game full of admin events, rare Brainrots, game passes, and thousands of players, they'd probably think, yeah, the creator must be making good money. Maybe a few thousand a month, maybe something decent. But no, if we do the math using Roblox's public data, visits, player numbers, and the DevEx system, the amount could be way crazier than it looks. So today, we're going to try to answer one very simple question. How much money does the creator of Steal a Brainrot actually make? And before someone says it in the comments, no, I don't have access to their private data. This is not a confirmed number from the creator. This is an estimate using math, public information, and how Roblox works behind the scenes. And that's exactly what makes it so interesting. Because even if we don't know the exact number, we can still understand the real scale. Let's start with the basics. On Roblox, developers don't receive dollars directly when someone buys something inside a game. They receive Robux. When you buy a game pass, coins, a boost, a skin, a VIP pass, or anything inside an experience, the creator earns Robux. But those Robux only turn into real money if the developer uses DevEx, which is Roblox's official system for paying creators. Roblox currently pays around $0.0038 for every earned Robux exchange through DevEx. That means 1 million earned Robux equals about $3,800 before taxes and other costs. And to cash out, the creator needs at least 30,000 earned Robux. So far it sounds simple. But now comes the part almost nobody understands. A big Roblox game doesn't make money just because it has a lot of visits. Visits alone don't pay. What actually pays is players joining, staying, coming back the next day, and buying things inside the game. And Steal a Brainrot has exactly that. It has players constantly joining. It has events. It has rare Brainrots. It has limited items. It has game passes. It has hype. It has FOMO. And most importantly, it has something that is worth gold on Roblox. People coming back every single day. Now let's put the numbers into context. Roblox said that its creators earned over $1 billion globally in a single year. That does not mean every developer is rich. In fact, most Roblox games barely make anything. But it proves one thing. Roblox is no longer just a platform for making games for fun. It is a real economy. There are games making thousands, hundreds of thousands, or even millions of dollars a year. And the top games are not a joke. We are talking about entire companies built inside Roblox. So now the question is, where does Steal a Brainrot fit into all of this? To understand that, first imagine a much smaller game. A medium-sized Roblox game with 400 concurrent players. From the outside, that might not sound like much. 400 people playing at the same time doesn't sound insane. But if that game is well monetized, has good retention, and players are actually spending, it can generate a serious amount of Robux. You don't need 100,000 players to make money on Roblox. You need players who stay, and a shop that works. Now compare that to Steal a Brainrot. Steal a Brainrot does not have 400 players. On normal days, it could have thousands of concurrent players. And on event days, admin abuse days, Taco Tuesdays, or major update days, that number can rise much higher. And this is where the scale becomes ridiculous. Because when a game is no longer moving hundreds of players but thousands or tens of thousands, every small purchase multiplies. One player buys a game pass. Another buys a boost. Another buys something to progress faster. Another buys because they don't want to miss out during the event. And suddenly, the game is not generating a few Robux. It is generating millions. Let's do a simple estimate. Imagine Steal a Brainrot gets 1 million visits on a strong day. I'm not saying that as its exact number every day. This is just an example to understand, and that would be in one single day. Now imagine it during an update week, or during a week with admin events, or during an entire month where the game stays trending. That is where the number starts to sound fake, even though mathematically it makes sense. Because if a game generates 2 million Robux a day, we are talking about more than $200,000 a month through DevEx. Again, I am not saying that is the exact number for Steal a Brainrot. I am saying that with that level of traffic and monetization, numbers like that are possible. And that is why this game is so interesting. Because it is not just a meme, it is not just a Brainrot, it is a retention and monetization machine. And now everything starts to make more sense. Why are there so many events? Why is there always something limited? Why do players feel like they have to join right now? Why do admin events create so much hype? Why does every new Brainrot feel important? Because all of that makes people come back. And on Roblox, when people come back, the algorithm notices. Roblox works a bit like YouTube in that sense. If people click on your game, play for a long time, come back the next day, and spend Robux, Roblox has more reasons to recommend that game to more people. And when Roblox sends you more traffic, you get more players. And when you get more players, you get more purchases. And when you get more purchases, you can update more. And when you update more, people come back again. That is the cycle. Traffic, retention, monetization, updates, more traffic. Steal a Brainrot understands this cycle perfectly. It is not a coincidence that something is always happening. It is not a coincidence that people watch the event schedules. It is not a coincidence that events become news inside the community. And it is not a coincidence that players talk about the game even when they are not playing it. That is what separates a normal game from a game that prints money. But there is also something important to mention. Not all of that money goes directly into one person's pocket. A big game usually has costs. There may be scripters, builders, modelers, animators, UI designers, VFX artists, bug fixers, update developers, moderators, managers, marketing, commissions, taxes, and the main creator might not keep 100% of the revenue. So when someone says the game could be making hundreds of thousands per month, that does not automatically mean the creator personally keeps all of that money. There is a difference between game revenue and final profit. But even then, the scale is still insane. Because even after paying a team, taxes, and other costs, a game like this can still be extremely profitable. And now comes the most important question. Why does Steal a Brainrot work so well? The answer is not just because it is funny, and it is not just because it is trendy. It works because it combines several things that are very powerful on Roblox. First, collection. Players want to collect rare Brainrots. And when a game has rarity, it creates desire. Second, progression. There is always something better to get. A rarer Brainrot, a better base, more money, more power, more status inside the server. Third, events. Events stop people from saying, "I'll play tomorrow." Instead, they say, "I need to join now, or I'll miss it." That is FOMO. And FOMO drives a massive amount of traffic. Fourth, social content. When someone gets something rare, they show it off. When an admin event happens, people record it. When a new Brainrot comes out, people make videos about it. That gives the game free advertising. And fifth, simple monetization. Players quickly understand what they can buy and why it helps them. You don't have to explain too much. If something helps them progress, get more, save time, or stand out, people understand it. That mix is brutal, and that is why so many games try to copy the formula. But copying the idea is not the same as copying the result. Because most Roblox games fail, and they fail for 3 reasons. The first one, weak retention. The player joins, doesn't understand what to do, gets bored, and leaves. If someone leaves in the first few minutes, the algorithm is not going to push the game. The second one, bad monetization. Some games add so many aggressive purchases that they feel like a scam. And others do the opposite. They get millions of visits, but give players almost no reason to spend. The balance is difficult. The third one, lack of updates. On Roblox, a game that does not update dies fast. People need new content. They need events. They need reasons to come back. They need to feel like the game is alive. Steal a Brainrot has achieved exactly that. It feels alive. It feels like something is always happening. And when a game gets thousands of people waiting for the next thing to happen, that is when the real money begins. Now let's talk about something many people don't want to accept. The creator of Steal a Brainrot is probably not making money just because of luck. Yes, there can be luck when an idea blows up. Yes, timing matters. Yes, trends matter. But keeping a game at the top is not luck. Keeping players, creating events, monetizing without killing retention, updating fast, and making the community talk about the game constantly. That is strategy. And that strategy is worth a lot of money. That is why I find games like this so interesting to analyze. Because from the outside, it looks silly. A Brainrot game. A meme. Something absurd. But when you look at the numbers, you realize there is a massive economy behind it. And sometimes the absurd can be more profitable than the perfect. A game does not need the best graphics in the world to make money. It needs people to want to play it. It needs people to come back. It needs people to talk about it. And it needs some people to spend. That is it. And Roblox rewards that heavily. So how much could the creator actually be making? We cannot know for sure, But we can talk about ranges. If Steal a Brainrot has strong gaze with millions of visits and good monetization, it could be generating thousands of dollars a day. During strong weeks, it could be generating tens of thousands. And during very good months, it could be reaching six figures. Again, this is an estimate, not an official number. But with the public scale the game has, it would not be surprising if it is already at a level where we are no longer talking about a good salary. We are talking about a serious business, and that is the most surprising part. Because many players see Roblox as something casual. But for top developers, Roblox can be a company with millions of users, recurring revenue, and constant updates. And here is the lesson for anyone who wants to create games. You don't need to copy Steal a Brainrot exactly. In fact, copying it late is probably a bad idea. The important thing is to understand the formula. A simple idea, a clear goal, constant rewards, rarity, events, reasons to come back, a shop that makes sense, and fast updates. That is what turns a normal game into a game that can generate real money. It isn't getting someone to join, understand what to do, have fun, come back tomorrow, and maybe buy something. If you can do that with 100 players, you have a base. If you can do it with 1,000 players, you have a small business. If you can do it with 10,000 players, you are on another level. And if you can do it at the scale of Steal a Brainrot, the numbers become hard to believe. So next time you see an admin event, a limited Brainrot, or a new game pass, don't look at it only as content. Look at it as one piece of a machine designed to make you join, play, come back, and maybe spend. And if that machine works, it can generate more money than many professional games outside of Roblox. That is the reality. Steal a Brainrot is not just a viral game. It is a perfect example of how money works on Roblox in 2026. Traffic, retention, events, FOMO, monetization, and community, all together. And that is why the question, how much does the creator make, is so hard to answer. Because the exact number is private, but the scale is not. And a scale tells us one thing very clearly. Steal a Brainrot could be generating a huge amount of money, way more than most players imagine. And that is what makes Roblox so crazy. The game that looks like a meme can become one of the most profitable businesses on the platform. And sometimes the next $1 million game does not come from a giant company. It comes from someone who understood better than anyone else what people wanted to play at that exact moment. If you found this video interesting, leave a like, because it helps a lot. Subscribe if you want more Roblox analysis, data that almost nobody explains, and videos about how viral games actually work. And comment below how much you think Steal a Brainrot makes per month. I want to read everyone's guesses. See you in the next video.